Hi all, this is Skate, and today I want to show you a replay in the T54 lightweight. Now, I've played a lot of big lumbering slow tank destroyers, big lumbering heavy tanks recently. I fancied something a little bit lightweight and fast, hence the T54 lightweight. Now I do intend on making one of those review type videos on this tank with a couple of replays in how I like to play the tank. But I kind of felt this replay may have warranted its own video. Hopefully you will agree by the end of the video, we'll soon find out. It's a very action-packed replay, and it gets more action-packed as it progresses, and we end up in a 1 versus 4. But no spoilers, even though the title already says that. Let's get stuck into it. Now, one of my favourite things about light tanks, more than anything, is its spotting capabilities and its mobility. And of course, its camo, and I think this replay highlights those three very nicely personally, because it's those things and only those things that kept me alive in this circumstance. It's not the DPM, it's not the penetration, anything like that, because let's be fair, medium guns are a little bit better than light tank guns. Even if it's the same gun, just on a light tank or a very similar gun. As it stands on the other flank on the map, by the way, we've already lost 2 tanks. We're trying to hold out here, and I don't want to go running out, but I want to spot and do some damage at least. There's my first penetrating shot in the game. But yeah, I can't go running out, I don't know what's covering them. But we are losing, and we've already lost 2 on the other side of the map. And we are bottom tier. Now, this T54 E1 is pushing my team buddy, and I want to help him as best I can. So, rather than just sit here now, this is the point where I think, right, I have an opportunity. There is an ISU 152, but here's the push. We put 1 shot into him, we use the buildings as cover to protect us from the ISU 152. We're going to pull in left by here, hopefully be reloaded in time, and get 1 shot into the 50-100. And now we're protected from the ISU 152, but we want to keep him spotted for our team. At this point in time, I'm potentially unspotted because he is. There he is. He tries to get a shot into me, but there's a hell of a gap to try and get a shot through. And then he gets in the river. Now, he knows he's made a mistake here. So, you can see it looks like he's trying to drown himself, but I'm not going to let that happen. We're going to quickly kill him before he does it. It's not very often in Blitz you see people drown themselves, let's be fair. But in the time it's taken for that to happen, we've lost all the tanks on the other side. We've lost the SU-101. It's now a 2 versus 4, and they have C, we have none. Thankfully, on making that push earlier, we lost no hit points at all. But the T54 that's with me is pretty much a one-shot to a lot of tanks out there. And my idea here is to spot them using this ridge before they spot me. However, the J Panther's a lot closer than I expected, so he has spotted me. And what I'm doing here is trying to do a double bluff. I know I'm still spotted. I'm turning around as if I'm going back that way. And then I'm turning around again. Hopefully by this point I'm unspotted. But then I'm turning back again. The idea is I'm hoping he thinks I've gone back the other way. Which means, in theory, he should keep pushing this direction. Hopefully alone. And in the process, I should hopefully be up next to him in a surprise and get a shot into him. He bounces off the turret because it's probably the best turret you could get on a light tank, but it allows me the opportunity to get around, track him, get around the side of him. I am going to take a shot, but I can afford it at this point potentially. We have lost the T54 now, so it is just me versus the 4. I'm going to use an APCR shell by this point because I've only got a couple of AP left. So I want to try and make them count. And I don't know what circumstance I'm left in. There's an Indian Panzer left, there is a T95 left, and there's a T54 lightweight. There's the Indian. I'm not spotted at this point in time. We get 1 into him using the bush, using the concealment and camo. And now I'm going to load an APCR shell. A, I want to guarantee the shot because of the circumstance, and again B, I'm running low on AP. Now again, we have no idea what circumstance this T95 is in. I have not seen him the entire battle. He's been on the other side of the map dealing with the other side of my team, and I have no idea where he is. But they know where I am, so in theory, they should both be pushing me, and I'm potentially a one-shot that T95. Now obviously I'm going to spot the T95 before it spots me, if it's moving. But they have a T54 lightweight still, and I'm hoping I can flank around the map quickly, and he's still up on the hill by the castle. Doesn't happen that way, sadly. He's made a push towards me. Now, the fact he's made a push towards me back where he thought I was does imply he's got backup, because, quite simply, Why would he push me if he has half the hit points I do? So my logic here is wherever that guy's going to be, there he is. T95's not going to be far behind him, but I have no idea because it's such a slow tank. So what I want to do is before the T95 presents himself, I would rather try and deal with this guy as quick as I can to get rid of the eyes on their team, which is why I'm trying to sneak around this way. He has seen me, and we do get one into the side of him. And now we need to make a break for him before the T95 appears and shows himself. Because let's be fair, it's how it always works. And he's making a break for it. I've loaded an APCR shell. It's a light tank. I haven't loaded the APCR shell to guarantee a pen. I've loaded it because he's going full speed, he's got a jump, and we want the shell velocity. And now we don't have time to think about the T95. We've got to cap C because they're going to win on points otherwise by the time I even get near a T95. And there's only 1 minute left on the counter, and there's the T95 on full hit points. And my logic here is less than a minute left, he's just fired, it's make or break. If I take one off him and it's a low roll or it's an average roll, I should be okay. But he's on a reload, which gives me just enough time to get behind him. However, my first shot bounces, and now we have 40 seconds left on the clock. Can I kill a full hit point T95? Well, in 35 seconds now. And then you've got to look at my AP shells. I don't have many of them left. I have one left as it stands right now, which means I have no choice but to go to the APCR because the HE will not penetrate with this caliper gun on the back of the T95. So now my damage is lowered. And there's only 15 seconds left by the time I finish this sentence. But we get a fire. And by the time I reload this last one, see, HE won't penetrate, get the APCR, and we do finish him off. Now there's 9 seconds left on the clock, which means I just would have squeezed one more APCR shell in without the fire. But damn, that was close. And I'm not going to lie to you, my heart was racing during that battle. But what that does mean is we had 4,744 damage, we had 7 kills, a Raseiniai, and we had a Kolobanov for our 1 versus 4. And we were a tier 8 light tank in a tier 9 battle. But at the end of that one, when we're trying to cap out C to stop them winning on capture points, potentially, I pooped it when I saw a full hit point T95 just pointing at me. And the only reason I went T54 lightweight is because it's a tank I haven't played in so long. And like I said at the start, I keep picking lumbering heavy tanks or big tank destroyers which are slow as of recent, so I wanted something a bit nimble and fast. And usually when I go tier 8 light, I think it's known by now that I kind of usually just go T49 with the 152mm. But I wanted to try a different tank which I haven't played in a while, hence the fact I went, do you know what, I'm going to jump in the T54 lightweight. I will still make the T54 lightweight review, so to speak, where I will try and discuss in a bit more depth how I like to play the tank, what I think are the pros and cons, and include a couple of masteries in that. But this one, like I said, I personally thought maybe it warranted a separate video. I hope you agree, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.